things most people live in over there, at least in the areas where I served. A lot of bamboo and wooden houses, nipa houses. There's quite a few houses over there that are also made of cement. They call them hollow blocks just because they're really easy to make, but they're really, really crappy quality because they'll make them like a couple hundred in a day and leave them out in the sun for weeks, and they'll crack and lose bits and pieces of the block until it weighs like a pound two or two lighter than when it was originally compacted and pressed to make the original hollow block. And they could fall off at any time. The carpenters and people over there that work like construction and stuff, they're really good with their hands. They'll make beams and stuff to climb on out of any wood or any material that they can literally get and just go to work. They get paid per day, not per hour. So like if you wanted a house over there and you wanted to hire some random people that knew how to do something like that, mix cement and do stuff good, you'd pay them $10 a day instead of over here where it's like, I don't know how much an hour, thing like that. But that's how they live. The food over there is incredible. My mission was known for spice. Favorite dishes were adobo, which is just a meat dish, pork, vinegar, soy sauce, bay leaf, and of course you eat everything with rice. That's a really good dish. It's the main dish that's well known in the country that everybody knows and loves. Beagle Express, that's what my mission was known for. It's probably one of the spiciest dishes I've ever eaten in my life. It's really spicy. It's a veggie dish that has a teeny bit of meat and rice. The vegetable that's in it looks like puke-colored green with little itty-bitty peppers about that big sticking out of it. And those peppers are spicy. Don't try and eat one whole. You'll be, half hour later, you'll still be feeling the burn in your mouth and down your throat. Sugar, a really good way to get rid of that. Or if you have a really hot broth, like if you're eating something at a restaurant and you have broth, it's called sabaw. You'll just ask for some of the little pepper. It's called sili. Just cut it up, toss it in there, mix it up a little bit, and just sip on that. Helps get rid of your like throat and mouth burn from something spicy really well. Some of the beaches over there that I went to were pretty nice. Some of them are white sandy beaches. The water over there is really clear depending on where you go. Let's see what else. Another city I would possibly recommend, like if you want to know about it, Diet. It's the capital of the northern province in my mission. The phrase in our mission that everybody knows is, if you're in Diet, try it. Thing like that. Because anybody that goes to Diet Zone has a pretty fun time up there, because you've got Alvino's up there, which is just a restaurant where you eat everything with your hands. They have really, really good shakes there. They have 3 7-Elevens in that city. They have a lot of photo shops if you wanted to print paper. Pretty close to Diet is a place called Bagasbas Beach. And that's actually a really, really fun place to go to. If you ever go there, go to the restaurant called Catherine's or the Beach House or something like that. I think is what it's called. The Lighthouse. Something along those lines. It's really good. It's American food. American priced as well, but it's really good. Don't pay attention to the music that they blast because it's always dirty and disgusting American music, like rap stuff. It's not very good. Depending on what areas you go, there's going to be lots of rice fields. My third area wasn't very much rice field in the mainland, but the farther you got out and went across the harbor into the island area, it was more and more rice fields. Tons of palm trees and coconut trees everywhere. You can literally pick up a coconut off the ground. If you have a machete or someone close by that has one, cut it open and just drink it as you walk. No one's going to care. And it's super healthy for you. It helps clean out your kidneys real good. Has it so your organs and stuff on inside function really well because it's got a lot of good stuff in it for you. And after you drink all the juice, split it open and eat the husk and the flesh on the inside. It's really good. I didn't like coconut before my mission, but I love coconut now. Like if there's a coconut in something like this or whatever, I'll eat it because it's just super, super healthy for you. I've heard stories of like elders getting robbed and stuff like that. So just like be really careful, like with where you live, like follow what it says in the mission handbook, travel in lighted areas, vary the routes and paths you take to get to your house and stuff like that. If you have someone drop you off, try and walk a little ways to your house and stuff like that. I mean, you stick out like a sore thumb over there, you're in white shirts and ties. Or if you're a sister, I mean, you're a full head or two taller than the people over there. Their average height is about 5 feet and lower. I mean, there are some tall Filipinos over there, but It's a pretty fun place to live. My mission was the best. Of course, I'm saying that's totally biased on my part because I didn't serve anywhere else, but I wouldn't have picked another place to serve. Overall, it was just really, really great. I loved it there.
They do make sure that the missionaries have nice apartments where they can actually have some privacy. Every house there has a gate, in part possibly because of crime, because yes, you will get things stolen from you if you leave your gate open and your door unlocked. It's just something that'll happen in Manila. There's no air conditioning. It's hot and humid all the time. You have a fan that you sit in front of, and that fan is the most amazing thing. The fan also keeps you safe at night, just because if you don't have it like blowing directly on you as you sleep, then you get eaten alive by mosquitoes. There's so many mosquitoes there. And whenever you're new especially, you notice it. But then it kind of goes away, or maybe your body stops reacting. I'm not 100% sure. But it gets better again after the first few weeks. The water there has to be filtered. Like the system that they use in the Philippines to get water to every house isn't safe yet. It's still kind of a third world country. So the missions do provide filters, at least in the Manila mission they did. And as long as you keep changing those filters out whenever you're supposed to, then you'll have safe, clean water. And if you don't, then that's when everybody in the house starts getting sick. And the mission president's wife calls you and says, "Have you changed your filters?" Whenever everybody starts getting sick, and that's the first thing she checks. You need to drink a lot of water there, because it is hot and humid, because you don't have air conditioning, so you're sweating all the time. So it's actually a habit I picked up there, is every time I passed the sink, I would get a drink of water. And if I didn't have anything to do, I would go get a drink of water. It's still a habit that I have right now, and it's good, it keeps me hydrated, but it's not as necessary anymore. You have bunk beds, because there's not enough space for regular beds. At least in most apartments. There's a few out in a place called Palawan, which is this island paradise that Manila happens to get because we have the airport in our mission. And housing there is a little different. It's not in the middle of the city, so I know in some houses they have running water, and some of the houses they don't. And the place I served called Cabar, it's down near the bottom, in a place called Nara Zone. If you go to Manila, you'll learn what that is, and you'll really want to go there. It's the most beautiful place in the mission. Yeah, down in Cabar, there's a lot of coconut trees, and not many people. So there's not like running water, there's not reliable electricity. It does come sometimes, but when you're walking down the roads and you see it like strung up on bamboo poles, so it's not the safest. If there's a storm, your electricity is probably going to go out. And it gets repaired sometime in the next few days. So that was always interesting.
I guess it's the same for the entire mission or in Mindanao. It was kind of like a joke that that missionaries or even members or just people in general would make that. In Mindanao, they don't really get typhoons. They don't experience typhoons a lot. So it's kind of, it would just rain a little bit and they would kind of alarm the people, or how do I say it? Tell the people to stay in their houses and not go outside. And I remember my trainer, we would just laugh because in Luzon, where we come from, it would be, a hurricane, and it would be a hurricane already, and we would still go to school, people would still go to work. So that was just something that we laughed about, because one time our mission president actually told us not to stay home, or just not, just wait until the weather calms down or the typhoon subsides. And then we look outside and it's just drizzling. So that was kind of funny. Davao is best known for this fruit called durian. So alam na ng mga Pilipino to. Pero isa ito sa mga favorites ng mga missionaries. But for some reason, ayoko. So, hindi ako fan ng durian kasi hindi lang siya hindi siya masarap para sa akin. Tsaka super mabaho siya. hindi ko ma-take yung amoy. Kaya tas sasabihin ng mga missionaries na gustong-gusto ang durian. Sasabihin nila na, yes, mabaho, pero pag nakain mo na the first time, pero yung second time, okay na siya. And trinay ko yun sa mission ko, pero hindi pa rin. Parang gusto ko pa rin sumuka every time. So, sorry, not a big fan of the durian. And that's one of the main things I think that Davao is best known for. They even actually have a malaking, pangalan nito? Malaking, anong tawag nun? Parang, hindi man monumento. Parang monumento sa airport yata yun. Malaking durian. Kasi yun yung signature na, signature fruit or what they're best known for, I think. Yeah, I guess.